Alright, today's a cool video, hopefully. This is a redemption pepper for me. So this is a white knight. This particular pepper in my hand was grown by Lone Star Mastiffs Farms, Gary Smith. Thank you, buddy. Um, I had been asking him if he had any white knights. He said, yeah. Now, the first time I had this pepper was a couple seasons ago. They were quite a bit bigger than this. Now, my tolerance was at a different place then than it is now as well. But this pod is one of only, I think, 2 or 3 that I've really ever failed. And when I say failed, couldn't eat it, couldn't put it down. And do like an afterburn with it, right? And so there's been a couple other ones over the years here and there, but I've always retried them at some point and been able to eat them. You know what I'm saying? So, and I never got another white knight. I'm just, it's a pretty, to me, it seems like a kind of rare strain. I don't see a lot of people growing these particular peppers, but anyways, so yeah, Gary Smith said, yeah, I got some. I said, well, when those are ready, or you have at least one ready, you know, I want to get a box and I want that in there. He said, absolutely. He called me and let me know, hey, I got a couple white knights for you. You want these? I said, yes, absolutely. And here we are today. So I can't find much of a Scoville scale on these other than intense extreme heat, right? But it is a gentleman by the name, I forgot his first name, was it Thomas Kleinfelter? Nonetheless, I remember the last name, Kleinfelter. May be the one who created this particular pod. And it's a cross from a Jay's Ghost, or Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion, and a White Butte Jalokia. Now there's some confusion, at least from what I read on Mr. Kleinfelter, that he started getting these particular peppers off of his Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion plant. Obviously it was crossed with some sort of a white pod. Now I didn't get into it any further than that as to where somebody found out that it was a White Butte Jalokia, but that's all the information that I could find. I know it's a wicked pod. It fucked me up the first time I tried it, and I've never had one ever since. And it kind of aggravates me to this day. So we're gonna eat this. I know the other pod that's given me trouble that I've never revisited is a Golden Reaper. And there was another one, man. I can't think of the name though. I can't think of what it is. I was telling Gary, I think. I'll look back in our text log, message log, and see if I can't find it. Cheers. There it is. There it is. Tricking me. It's intense right now. I don't want to talk too soon, so. For the birdies. Now, it's not as hot as I remember. Now, again, pods can be different, right? Especially from different growers, this, that, and that, and the other. The other white knight that I had that time, it was quite a bit bigger pepper. It was more intricate as far as just like how gnarly it looked, and it, you know, I have a picture of it. I looked at it right before this video, um, and you know, it looked different. Um, Also, I remember that day when I first ate one of these. And again, now my tolerance is up quite a bit more than where it was 2 years ago at the time I ate that pepper. I remember it because it pissed me off that I couldn't eat that pepper that day. Because I remember thinking to myself at that time, my tolerance should be where I could eat this pepper and it's not that big of a problem. And I was in for a rude awakening that day. So I remember it. I remember filming the video, and I remember I was tired, and it was like on a weekend. It was a Saturday or a Sunday, and I remember sleeping in until damn near 4 o'clock in the afternoon, something. You know what I'm saying? And that that might have also been when I wasn't prepping or doing any kind of food or substance in the body prior to eating fucking shit like this. I think it was. And so all those things play into factor. But nonetheless, I wasn't able to eat this pepper that day. And I got halfway through it and just like couldn't even kill the video and save the video. It was just like, nope, I'm done. Click, and just boom. Projectile vomiting everywhere. Now there wasn't much in my stomach, so it wasn't too much, but it wasn't fun. So this is redemption pepper, and I think we'll eat a second one. It's not burning that bad. So here's another one. I was pissed off. I tore the stem off when I was peeling off the label from Tony. But so now, and then we'll get into the burn. This one has a cool little stinger on it, though. Look at that. These are fully ripe in how they should look and how they should taste, but they might be early in the season for them too. So I'm sure in another month or two or a month, they'll be bigger pods. Because he grows big pods, don't get me wrong. This pod is sweet, bit fruity. It's got a little bit of that pepper flavor, like a bell pepper that we talk about sometimes. And then the heat, it builds a little bit. Starts off pretty slow. But decent little back of the throat burn. A little sizzle on the tip of the tongue. I forgot. Ooh. Excuse me. I forgot Gary sent me these. Cause it was just an up and down weekend for me. Yeah. I don't think I ate any pods this week. I did a couple little challenges and stuff, but Yeah, it's a slow, kind of slow building burn. It builds like the entire time I was eating that pepper. I could feel it just gradually getting just a notch hotter, just a notch hotter, just a notch hotter. Um, it's kind of settling in the stomach now. My stomach's getting warm. I can feel it down in here now a little bit. I think that second one might have been a little bit hotter than the first one as well. What cool peppers, man. I mean, I love the name, White Knight. You know, it's pretty cool. Um, I mean, they're not that hot, but 2 years ago, this same time or so, I couldn't eat one. And the crazy thing about that too, like I was explaining, is like it had it fully expected myself to be able to. Um, so looking back on that, I mean, I'm sure I was still eating super hots and doing stuff, but I don't know, my tolerance, at least mentally, I had told myself this won't be a problem, but that happens sometimes, also sometimes, I was talking with another Greg, friend of mine, chili head guy of mine, buddy, and he and I were talking one day, and he was like, yeah, he's like, even when your tolerance is at a super high level, or for you, individually, so for me, when I'm up here, random days, something's gonna be fucking hard, and gonna get you, you know. And after he told me that, and I go, yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, makes total sense, because my tolerance will go from, um, obviously you build it up, right? You get it, and then when you're where you're at, like where I'm at now, let's say here, it'll ride there for a while, and then you can push the envelope here and there a little bit, but it happens. It happens often. Then something will happen, and it brings me back down a little bit, and then I have to kind of build back up to that level. I don't know. I haven't really talked to a lot of other chili heads that work on building their tolerance. You know what I mean? To see if that's fairly accurate, or if that's just me. Could be just me, because my body, and my buddy Greg. Obviously, we were talking about kind of the same thing. Anyways, that's an afterburn, I think, right? It's close enough. Should be. I don't know. These are pretty much dissipated now, back to, like a Serrano level heat or something. I think they maxed out probably, maybe ghost pepper level heat, maybe. I don't think they were as hot as a Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion. I think they were as hot as like a red ghost pepper, maybe still just under that a little bit. But anyway, appreciate you all for watching. We'll more pods. And sorry, I was watching the neighbor. I'm nosy. Anyways, I appreciate you. I love y'all. We'll talk. That was a White Knight, grown by Gary Smith, Lone Star Mastiffs. Check out Gary Smith, man. He's Instagram. He's real active on Instagram, more than Facebook and anywhere else that I notice. A little bit on TikTok. We're buddies all over the platforms and shit, but his Instagram's fire, and he posts some cool shit. He just messaged me today. I guess we can talk about it now, that he's hosting a League of Fire, America's Road to belt match in his hometown. I think in Winsboro, Texas, or somewhere in Texas close to him. And so obviously League of Fire's hosting it with Gary and Lone Star Mastiffs. He'll be supplying the pods and whatever else. So I had talked with Gary about, or he messaged me a month ago or so and asked, if I wanted to come out and compete in a pepper eating contest. And I said, well, yeah, depending, blah, 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 whatever. And then through the, just communication over the past month or two, then he told me, well, it's going to be a League of Fire sanctioned event. And I said, how they kind of operate inviting people, is a little different. But, I had planned to come and see you until, you told me that. But I still want to get out there. So I think I'm going to, and I messaged Gary yesterday and asked him, I said, look, if I can't compete in your contest in Texas, it's going to be the 28th, I think, or the 29th. I keep getting it mixed up, of October. I still think I want to come out and help you. I want to meet the dude. I want to see his farm. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't been to a big grow situation, or a nice grow situation from somebody. I mean, he's growing over, he just sent his list with this box of pods I got, and he's over 200 varieties, so a lot. But I want to spend some time and do something like that, pick some pods, you know what I'm saying, and just be around them, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I'm weird, but I've wanted to do that for a long time. So I think your boy is going to go work the farm. If I can't compete. And even if I can compete, I still want to hook up with Gary, go check out, tour the farm, or his property and whatnot, if he invites me, man. I'm speaking way out of tongue here. We've just briefly talked about these things and stuff, but that would be a goal of mine. And then I asked him, I said, and I'll get with the League of Fire and see if it's possible. But I asked him, if I can't compete or don't get a slot there to compete, can I come and help you and hand out peppers to the other League of Fire contestants? I think that would be a blast. Still, so that'll be fun. That's coming. But what I was getting to is Gary just released his poster for it. It's a cool drawing, looks cool. Go check it out. Thanks for watching.